long and hard, and they are expected to go back to the offensive side of the football, Greeny.
All right, Chef T, thank you. This is a team, of course, that was on the doorstep of the Super Bowl a year ago. We'll see what direction they choose to go here. The Ravens will come behind them, followed by Tampa Bay, and then the New York Jets will make their second selection of the night. But it's the Rams who are on the clock here at 13, and here comes the commissioner with the announcement.
With the 13th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama.
Oh, my goodness. We have the first true stunner of the 2026 first round. Ty Simpson goes 13 to the Rams. If you've not been following this process, the speculation, or at least the question, had been, would he go in round one at all? He goes 13 to LA. Let's talk about Ty Simpson. You see the big hug there. He spent 4 years at Alabama, but started only one of them. So just 15 starts in his collegiate career. Numbers were great. 28 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. He's 23 years old. He'll be 24 in December. And, of course, he is the son of a coach, Jason Simpson, who has been the head man at UT Martin Mel since 2006.
We thought when the Rams traded 29 to the Chiefs, right? We thought that trade at 29 was going to take Ty Simpson to put him in a spot where maybe Arizona would have to trade in because the Rams aren't going to take him at 13. Well, the Rams took him at 13. Why would you do that when you're built for now with Matthew Stafford? Because they want the heir apparent, obviously, in Ty Simpson. This is a kid up till mid-November, Lou, was at 21 touchdowns and 1 pick. Then he said he got hurt. He was beat up. Then he had 5 straight games with a fumble loss. Then he had a fumble loss in the playoffs as well, right? But he wasn't 100%, he said. He should get a little bigger, a little stronger. To me, Ty Simpson, they're hoping, is the heir apparent to Matthew Stafford.
Look, there's a reason why, and I tried to say this, and there were people who were all over me on social. Look, there's a reason why this young man decided to come out. Him and his inner circle decided to come out. And that was because they felt as though this was going to happen. And I bet they felt as though this was going to happen with this team. He is perfect for this team. He is perfect for this offense. He ran very similar concepts at Alabama. He gets to sit behind Matthew Stafford. People say, well, why would you take a quarterback like this if you're built to win now? Well, the best time to take a quarterback is when you don't need one, not when you're up against the wall and you're forced in picks. He fits perfectly. His tape, you cannot deny. You can go ahead and bang on him for the fact that, you know what, his resume is not that long, but his play this year, he showed some high-level quarterback play. Sean McVay must have saw the same thing, and now he gets to learn from one of the very best to do it in Matthew Stafford.
He showed high-level quarterback play. The 15 starts concern me. I don't think there's a track record for guys that have started 15 games. And then on top of that, Mel, think about this. How does this help the Rams this year? They were arguably the best team in football last year. Matthew Stafford is coming back. This does not help them win this season.
It helps Ty Simpson, though. 15 starts is a risky number. He's got to sit, watch, and learn. He can't be forced in there. The Rams are a team ready to win a Super Bowl. Watch Matthew Stafford. Learn from Matthew Stafford. 15 starts is risky. Now he has a chance to sit for a while.
Bonvoy, Laura, and Ty Simpson.
Ty, your dad was your coach. He's been a coach for as long as you can remember. As you think about tonight, now that you're a first-round NFL quarterback, how did he help you get here?
I mean, first off, I want to give all the glory to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The fact that I'm here on the NFL stage of the draft, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. But my dad, he helped me along the way and everything possible, from sitting in meetings to quarterback drills. Shout out UT Martin and everything they've done for me as well.
Now you're going to play in an offense with the Rams. It's similar to the offense that you ran at Alabama. What are you most excited about in learning from Sean McVay and quarterback Matthew Stafford?
Yeah, I mean, two of the greatest minds in, offense, especially with, Coach McVay and the quarterback offensive standpoint. And then, Matthew is one of the greatest of all time. So I'm looking forward to it.
Congratulations, Ty.
Thank you.
Ty Simpson, the third quarterback the Rams have taken in the first round. The others were Sam Bradford and Jared Goff. Adam Schefter, tell us about the Rams' decision here.
Well, Greeny, the Rams talked about it, and they felt this was a rare opportunity at 13 to go get a quarterback. They were so convinced of their decision that earlier today,
they called their veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford and told him that they planned to take Ty Simpson tonight at 13. This was a pick that the Rams got from the Falcons, and think about this. When the Atlanta Falcons chose Michael Penix, they did not give Kirk Cousins a heads up. The Rams did that today with Matthew Stafford, and now let's send it over to the commissioner for the very next pick in the draft, Greeny.
All right, Shefty, that pick belongs to the Ravens, another team in transition. So many years, John Harbaugh, the coach there. Harbaugh has already made 2 selections tonight with the Giants, and now the Ravens will make their first of the night at number 14. And here indeed is Roger Goodell with the announcement for Baltimore.
With the 14th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Rueben Bain, guard, Penn State.
Rueben Bain, he goes by Vega. I have seen him described as being built like a fortress. I can't imagine a better description for a guard. He was a 2-year full-time starter, all Big Ten both years, an All-American in his final season, played both right and left guard, but primarily on the left side.
Guard play was a disaster for the Ravens last year. It impacted the center, Linderbaum, and impacted the right tackle, Rosengart. He stepped back a little bit, regressed a little bit in year 2. Rueben is the best pure guard in this draft. He's plug and play. He's not going to be a right tackle. He's not going to be. He's a guard. He solidifies an area, like I said, that they were woefully lacking consistent performance, any performance at all. It impacted Lamar Jackson as well. 6'4 1/4, 320 pounds, nice arm length, didn't allow a sack, only 2 pressures this past year as a pass blocker. He has a feast of mirror, good hand placement, strong punch, and he anchors really well. He neutralized the charge of power rushers on a consistent basis. He brings an attitude as well. He plays fierce. He started a ton of games. You talk about a guy who's a veteran of the collegiate wars and played at a super high level, and he is talk about a need. It screamed offensive guard for the Baltimore Ravens.
So the Ravens making one of the safest picks in the draft. The Rams making one of the most surprising. Ty Simpson goes off the board at lucky number 13. The Buccaneers and then the Jets are on the way. It's the draft on ESPN.
Really, we're talking about a super talented left tackle. I'm sure the Detroit Lions are there at 17 saying, can we just get him to fall down to us? The Lions need a guy like Monroe Filling. Kenyon Sadiq and Rueben Bain, you got to believe are going to be in play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They need an edge rusher. They could use a tight end. Got to believe Tampa Bay goes for Bain, for Sadiq. And Dillon Thieneman, we've had him to Minnesota. We've had Harrison Smith been there for a long time, playing at a high level. What about an heir apparent could be Dillon Thieneman, a really smart football player, went from Purdue to Oregon and didn't miss a beat.
Maybe the best defensive player all season last year was Rueben Bain, and he's still on the board for a team that needs an edge rusher.
You've been telling us for a while, Booger, in your hometown of Tampa, a lot of pressure on Todd Bowles to get that defense stored up. We'll see if that's the direction that he goes as we approach the midway point of round number 1 of this draft. Here comes the commissioner to announce pick number 15.
With the 15th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Rueben Bain Jr., linebacker, Miami.
And there he is. The entire country got to see the way he dominated games as he led the Hurricanes all the way to the national championship game. 5 sacks in 4 playoff games. Grew up in Miami and stayed home. A consensus All-American Mel. He was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year last season.
We've talked about 30 3/4 arms. That's an outlier. That's somebody who's going to have to prove and beat the odds that he can get it done in the NFL. Did it in college, coached by Jason Taylor. So every technique that you need, he's got a variety of moves getting after the quarterback. Strong hands. He takes great angles getting after the quarterback. Didn't run a 40 because there was speculation he'd be in that 4.8 range. So it's the lack of a great 40 time and speed off the edge and the short arm going to prevent Rueben Bain from doing what he did in college against the AOGs and other occupation guys. Can he take that into the NFL despite having, the shorter arm length than you prefer and the lack of, that speed off the edge, Lou?
Yeah, look, there were some who thought that this might happen, right? We talked about it as well. that Rueben may slide here because of some of the things that you just talked about. Maybe they started getting uncomfortable with, hey, look, even though my eyes don't deceive me, I see what he's showing me on tape. Some people just couldn't get past the fact that, hey, are those short arms going to come into play? Is that lack of running a 40 time and what maybe the projected 40 time looks like, is that going to come into play? Todd Bowles says, hey, look, I had to blitz like crazy last year, and I still couldn't get the sack and pressure production I needed. This guy did it all year long. He's coached by the great Jason Taylor. I'm going to take the chance here. I think this presents tremendous value. If I'm Tampa Bay, I'm ecstatic.
You know what's amazing is we always talk about turn the tape on, watch the film. But when you watch the film, he was the most dominant defensive lineman in college football last year. I don't care how long his arms are. Can he do the things that a defensive lineman can do? Can he get off the ball? Can he come out of his stance and threaten the offensive tackle? He can do that. Once he does that, can he turn the corner? Can he dip his shoulder? Is his ankles flexible enough to get to the quarterback? He can do that. Doesn't matter if his arms are short. Can he set the edge? 30-inch arms, offensive tackle's arms are longer. I can set the edge. I can hold up against the run. And then here's what I love about him. He's a power-based player with heavy hands and understands how to flip his hips. As somebody who's vertically challenged like myself, I was told I was too small. I was drafted 15th. This young man is drafted 15th. I want to see what he does in Tampa, the same team that picked me, Greeny. I think he can play in the NFL, and I can't wait to watch him play.
Marriott Bonvoy takes us down again to Laura Rutledge, who was standing by with Rueben Bain. Laura.
Rueben, you've said you can play anywhere on the line. How will your versatility elevate this Bucs defense?
It's my mentality. It's what I could do. That's how I think about myself. I know I'm the best in the country. I'm sure.
Every step of the way, you've proven doubters wrong. What gives you the confidence that you can continue to do that at the NFL level?
Like my mentality, I'm telling you, I can do anything I put my mind to because it's my mindset. And I know when I get at this next level, it's on and popping.
We believe you. Thanks.
Thank you.
That's a serious man.
I love it. It's on him. It's on him popping.
Hey.
That's the line of the draft so far.
He walked right by that area where the players take the photos. He didn't have any time for that. He was all about business.
But here's the thing, Greeny. Just like Tyson with the emotion, all process, we've knocked the guy down and said he can't play. He's got short arms. If you just turn the tape on, he was the most dominant guy last year. That's got to count for something.
We got a chance to do a couple Miami games this year with our college football crew, and I got a chance to talk to this young man. He is deadly serious about his craft. He puts in all the time. Jason Taylor raves about his work ethic. He is a technician, a student of the game. He's going to be a hell of a pro.
Mel, the New York Jets on the clock. I have 15 seconds. What are you expecting for them at 16?
I would say weapons. Just give the quarterback a fighting chance, whether it's Mekhi Lemon or Kenyon Sadiq.
Okay, see if they go offense here. Again, the Jets early in this night selecting David Bailey to help rush the passer. They drastically need a wide receiver to go on the opposite side of Garrett Wilson. We'll see if that's the direction they go. Here comes the commissioner, the New York Jets' second pick of the night at number 16.
With the 16th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Kenyon Sadiq, tight end, Oregon.
That's a very interesting pick. His coach at Oregon, Lanning, said we're lucky to have the best tight end in the nation, and last year, Kenyon Sadiq proved him right. He was the Big Ten tight end of the year. He had 51 catches and 8 touchdowns. Well, he ran a ridiculous 4.39 at the combine, and that pretty much cemented his hearing his name early tonight.
He's a rare talent, and he's young, and he's developing. He's got to get a little better as a blocker, and he will. He's got to eliminate some of the drops, and he will work on that. But he's a chess piece, Lou, and you can move him around. He's more than a tight end. He's an ath. He can go wide. He can play anywhere.
As soon as I watched him play, Mel, you know what I thought of? I thought of Vernon Davis. A tight end that size with that kind of speed. He's not going to be attached to the formation. You're going to split him out. He's too big for safeties and linebackers, too fast for the other guys that are going to try to line up and cover him. I think he's a weapon. He's going to be a matchup nightmare. And not only that, the ability to create explosive plays down the field, I think is what he's going to provide.
If you didn't know what his position was, if you turn on Oregon tape and we got a chance to cover them in the playoffs, you would go, that's just a big, fast wide receiver. And then you go, oh, he's listed as a tight end. That's exactly how they're looking at him. That's exactly how Frank Reich is is looking at this guy. He's going, hey, look, man, he don't need to be attached to the core. We're going to move him all over the place.
After the combine, the calls I got from the NFL teams were about his football IQ. Every formation he identified, he knew everything. The kid's only 20 years old.
They love him out there in Eugene because they say he's a great teammate, and he will do the dirty work, Mel. He will block. He's got the mentality.
They love him back at his alma mater in Idaho as well. The celebration is on. The New York Jets have made 2 selections tonight. They go defense with David Bailey at number 2. They go offense with Kenyon Sadiq at number 16 as the New York Jets make their 2 selections. The Lions are on the clock. The Vikings will come behind them. There's Bailey of the Jets, and Sadiq went after him. The NFL Draft continues in just a moment on ESPN.
You're watching